Hey everybody, and welcome back to Unbox Analysis. Today we have an interesting one for you from the company Hiboy. So Hiboy reached out to me and they said, do you know anything about electric scooters? I know a little bit about electric scooters. Just to start right off, this scooter right now is on sale for 50% off. That means this is a $299 electric scooter, so let's get into it. For starters, this scooter comes almost completely assembled in the box. Inside the box here, first thing you have a toolkit for maintenance, repair, and putting the neck of the scooter on. We'll get to that here in just a minute. Then you also have an included 36-volt DC charger. Quick apologies, the overhead camera isn't going to work great on this due to my setup, but for the rest of the video when testing, we're going to be in a more open area. All right, for starters, this right here is how the scooter comes directly from the packaging. As you can see, it is not fully assembled, but super close. So we're gonna go ahead and throw it together. I'll show you guys how, super simple, and then we'll check it out in the other room. So first move for the install, just get rid of the packaging around the edge, then we're gonna open up our toolkit. Inside the toolkit, you're gonna see a whole bunch of Allen wrenches, as long as, it looks like 6 little screws. So to mount this, you're gonna line it so the brake cable, red, is facing up towards the top. That'll be out the front. Then you're going to go ahead and tuck this little black cable down inside. And then right here, you're going to slide this neck into here until it's all the way in. All right, so once we're all the way in, you'll see the screw holes right here line up. And all we gotta do is put those in. Now something to keep in mind, this will be a lot easier to do standing up. I'm just trying to do it here in front of the camera so you guys can see the basics of it. Something else to keep in mind, these Allen wrenches right here that come with this scooter are important in the future. So with all electric scooters, you're riding a lot. You're outside, you're going over bumps. No matter how well built they are, they will come loose. I'll explain to you how I know that here in just a little bit. Okay, once you have the front two on, you're gonna lift the neck all the way up and you go ahead and do the back two. But before we do that, let's talk about the neck. Super useful feature to this one, it is a folding neck design. So if you want to carry it, you undo the latch, bring it down here towards this end, and then you lift up this metal retainer and you lock it right into the clip there and boom. Nice, lightweight, easy to move. Now I say lightweight, but this thing is surprisingly tough from what I can feel so far. Okay, now that we have the 4 screws installed to connect the handlebars to the main shaft here, the neck, let's go over the rest of the scooter. So first off, this over here is a very heavy-duty hinge system. Comes apart, goes together, super easy. Let's check that out. So to undo this, you simply lift it a little bit, lift up the spring mechanism right here, and then up you go. Once you're at the top, you're going to take your hand right here, grab a hold of this, squeeze, locked. Now I will say there is absolutely zero play in that. It feels very solid. Coming right along the scooter, the cables here we have are going to be your brake and data cables coming from the top. You have your brain up here. The brain is what controls a lot of the scooter. And then down in here, you're going to have your battery. Then you're probably going to have your battery management system down here as well. That's basically a little computer that makes sure that it's charging to all the different cells at the right speed and to the right amount. So coming in right here, you're going to notice a flap. This flap is a housing for a seat. You can buy the seat extra on their website for $79. In the back here, we have some pretty nice disc brakes along with 8-inch tires. You'll notice the tires have these little gaps in them. So these gaps are to add an extra layer of cushion to the whole setup without having to have air in the tires. Now the benefit to not having air in the tires is you don't have to worry about flat tires. I work with scooters a lot. So here is one of the main scooters I use. This is the new Bird 3. I run these scooters as my daily job. I have almost 400 combined electric scooters between these ones and the black ones right over here on the end, the Bird 1s. My biggest complaint about these ones, the darn tires go flat all the time. I'm probably replacing 15 to 20 tires every single week. Right here in the back, you're gonna notice it's got a nice brake light. This is just a closer shot of the latching mechanism. This helps it so you can lock it in when you're in the carry mode. Right over here, you have the kickstand. It is a solid, very solid kickstand. Just some little weld things to check out here. The welds do look great. And then here's just another close-up shot of the latching mechanism. So to undo this latch, I will show you how to do it. You're gonna lift this little lever up and then you're gonna pull outwards. It is in there pretty tight. That's to make sure it doesn't ever come loose while you're riding. Okay, now right here on the bottom, I wanna try to get a shot of this. There are actually 2 shocks and springs in there, along with this pivoting mechanism right here that is going to make this a much smoother ride. I can't wait to test this out and give you guys my honest review. So what else we have inside of here? Well, down here in the battery compartment, we have a 7.5 amp hour battery that goes along with our 350 watt motor right up there in the front. Now you're gonna notice right down here, there's a white strip that has some nice LEDs, give you some nice accent while driving. Something else that's kind of nice, this does have a full headlight up top. Okay, coming from the top down, right over here, you're going to have your brake. So if you push this, right down here, the little brake light will come on. That is going to actuate one set of brakes. So that actuates what's called your motor brake. That is a brake kind of built inside here. So what that's going to do is help you slow down with the front. And then of course, you have your handle right on the right side. Right next to your handle is your throttle. Now you'll notice right now I'm pushing the throttle, nothing is happening. So with these electric scooters, if you've never ridden one, you have to kick off a little bit first, then you can go. Right next to that, of course, you got a nice little bell. And then your LCD screen along with your main power button. This also allows you to turn on the headlight. So while we were out testing it, we were trying out my new Ruco drone. There's gonna be a video coming out on that soon, but camera quality overall, pretty phenomenal. A little bit of a learning curve with the setup, but anyways, back to the Hiboy. With the Hiboy S2, keep in mind this is their absolute entry-level scooter, okay? I would compare it to be very similar to a Bird 1 scooter. The Bird 1 scooters were originally around $700. Now this has quite a few advancements over top of something like that you can rent in a lot of cities around the US. This one has the suspension built in here in the back. 2 shock spring suspension mounts underneath the deck. That improves the ride quality quite a bit. Handles bumps a lot better. Now, is this the fastest scooter in the world? Absolutely not, but that is not its main purpose. The main purpose of this is a cheap, reliable commuter. They sell tons of parts on there, tons of upgrades. There's a lot of different things you can add to it. So the max speed on this one here is about 18.6 miles per hour. We did manage to get it up to 18 while testing. On top of that, they say it'll go about 17 miles. Now, we probably put a good 10 miles on it, and it's still about 25% left. But we were going up some pretty big hills, really testing out what it could do. Overall, I would say for $300 at the sale that's currently going on, links are gonna be down below. Please check them out. This is a pretty unbeatable scooter. So let's get into a couple more things. Let's talk about the app. All right, so in the app, when you turn your scooter on, you wanna connect to the app. There's gonna be an option that says connect. We'll pull it up right here on the screen for you. So when you click connect, you go into available devices. It's going to start with HW. Once it connects, it's going to ask you for your password. Now, the default password is 888888. Shows up pretty easy. So here on the app, you can see that we have our current speed. We have the fact that we are connected. We can lock the scooter. Now, if you lock the scooter, it kind of leaves it in an on-off state. So this on and off state that the scooter is in when it is locked allows you to park it outside. I mean, yes, technically somebody can come and take it, but if you're just running into a store real quick and you feel like you're in a pretty safe place, I wouldn't worry too much about it, because overall they can't ride it, they can't do anything with it. Without being in your account, they can't unlock it ever. Obviously still use your own judgment on what to do with that. All right, so let's show real quick how accurate and quickly the speed improves. So if you'll watch the screen share here on the right side, as soon as I move it, it's already getting it. But the scooter is locked, so that's why it's not letting me move it much. Now, if we unlock it, boom, freewheeling, no problem. Now, when it's locked, you also can't turn on the headlight and a couple other things. But let's check the lights out here. So you'll notice right along the bottom edge down here, we have red LEDs, brake light, and you have the front headlight, which works pretty darn good if I do say so myself. I did notice while riding this that during the day when you're riding, the lights will come on as you accelerate. A couple other cool features with this is it has a sport mode, which gives you that higher end speed. That is going to lower down your battery life just a bit, but get a little bit quicker acceleration off the top. Next up, you also have cruise control. So right here on the app, you can see the button for cruise control. Turn it on, turn it off. The way cruise control works is when you're going, once you hit top speed, it just kicks in. Now, something to be careful with on this though, is with that cruise control, when you let go of the throttle, it's not going to stop. So you'll notice right here on the handlebars, you have a black and a red. So the black one here is your normal accelerator, but the red one, that is what pops you out of cruise or activates the front brake. Now the front brake is a very gradual slow. It's not going to just slam you on, but it's going to help you get off of cruise control quickly without thinking about it. You just click it and you're good to go. Now you'll also notice when you're holding the brake light, either one, the brake light flashes to let people know that you're stopping. So let's talk price comparison here. This scooter is $299. Now, I'm not trying to drive business away as I do work with Bird, but Bird costs on average 40 to 50 cents per minute depending on the city you're in, right? So if you do the math on that, it's roughly $25 an hour. So for 12 hours of riding time, you can own your own scooter. Now, obviously the